The lion Panthera leo stands as one of the most universally recognized and revered symbols of strength, courage, and majesty across human civilization, earning its indelible title as the king of the beasts. More than just an icon, however, the lion is a complex biological entity whose existence is intricately woven into the fabric of African and, historically, parts of Eurasian ecosystems. Its presence shapes the behavior of every herbivore and competitor in its range, serving as the ultimate expression of the apex predator niche. The lion's unique social structure, unparalleled among the felidae, distinguishes it from its solitary cousins and dictates a life cycle defined by complex alliances, brutal territorial defense, and communal rearing. Yet, despite its cultural dominance, the biological reality for the lion in the 21st century is one of precarious decline, a stark contrast to the vast open kingdoms it once commanded. Understanding the lion requires peeling back the layers of mythology to examine its biology, its intricate social dynamics, its crucial ecological role, and the conservation crises that now threaten its survival across its fragmented remaining habitats. The essay that follows will delve into these facets, painting a portrait of an animal that is as vulnerable as it is powerful. At a fundamental level, the lion is defined by its physical form, a masterpiece of evolutionary adaptation built for explosive power and intimidating presence. It is the second largest living cat species, surpassed only by the tiger, and exhibits pronounced sexual dimorphism that makes males and females instantly distinguishable. The male lion's signature feature, the dense, flowing mane, is far more than a decorative feature. It is a primary sexual characteristic, an honest signal of genetic quality, and a defensive shield. Manes vary in color from tawny to black, and in size and thickness, all of which correlate with the male's testosterone levels, health, and age. Darker, thicker manes are often preferred by females and simultaneously serve to intimidate rival males, creating a formidable visual spectacle during territorial disputes. A male can weigh between 150 to 250 kilograms, while the lioness, sleeker and more agile, typically ranges from 110 to 180 kilograms. The lion's coat is generally plain tawny or ochre, providing exceptional camouflage across the dry grasslands and savannas they inhabit. Their musculature is optimized for short bursts of speed and immense strength, allowing them to bring down prey several times their own weight. This powerful physique is underpinned by a specialized diet that demands cooperative effort to secure the large ungulates that form the core of their sustenance. Indeed, while these physical attributes are impressive, they are only half the story. The true genius of the lion lies not in its individual power, but in its collective organization. This leads directly to the defining characteristic of Panthera leo, its unparalleled social organization into prides. No other cat species habitually lives in such large, structured family units. A typical pride may consist of related adult lionesses, their dependent offspring, and a coalition of 1 to 7 unrelated adult males. The core of the pride is the matrilineal group of females, sisters, cousins, and daughters who remain together for life, passing down a shared territory and hunting knowledge through generations. The lionesses are the primary hunters, the keepers of the territory, and the stable backbone of the social unit. Lionesses demonstrate remarkable coordination during a hunt, utilizing strategic positioning to drive prey toward waiting ambushers, a sophisticated technique unattainable by solitary predators. The benefits of this communal living are profound: enhanced hunting success, collective defense of resources, and, crucially, cooperative cub rearing. Litters born closely together are often raised communally, with all lactating females nursing any cub, regardless of parentage. This alloparenting behavior significantly increases the survival rate of the vulnerable young, distributing the energy burden and providing multiple layers of protection against threats. However, the stability of the pride is constantly challenged by an external force: the resident males who live a tenure of precarious dominance. The role of the adult male is inherently unstable and defined by a ceaseless cycle of territorial conquest and defense. Male coalitions, often brothers or unrelated individuals who have bonded as nomads, work together to overthrow the resident males of a pride. This takeover is a violent and high-stakes affair, as the successful coalition gains exclusive mating rights to the females and the invaluable protection of the pride's territory. The dark corollary to a successful takeover is infanticide. The new males systematically kill any unweaned cubs belonging to the previous coalition. This brutal act is not malice but an evolutionary strategy. By eliminating the existing offspring, the males force the lionesses to quickly return to estrus, allowing the new coalition to sire their own progeny sooner, maximizing their short window of reproductive opportunity before they, too, are inevitably challenged and displaced, usually after a tenure of only 2 to 4 years. Once deposed, these males revert to a nomadic existence, a harsh, solitary life where the risk of starvation or injury is significantly higher. This relentless, cyclical power struggle between males contrasts sharply with the deep, enduring bonds of the lionesses, highlighting the complex, often violent, and always dynamic nature of lion society. The male, despite his imposing stature and iconic status, lives a life more perilous and often shorter than that of the lioness. Moving beyond the pride structure, the lion's ecological significance is vast and directly tied to its position as an obligate carnivore and keystone species. Lions inhabit a variety of environments, from open savannas and grassy plains to dense scrub and dry forests, with the critical constant being a sufficient density of medium to large ungulates, their primary food source. Their preferred diet includes zebra, wildebeest, buffalo, and giraffe, though they are opportunistic and will consume almost any available meat, including smaller animals and carrion. As an apex predator, the lion plays a vital role in regulating herbivore populations, thereby preventing overgrazing and maintaining the health and diversity of the plant communities. They often target the old, sick, or weaker members of herds, which has the secondary, yet crucial, effect of strengthening the overall genetic health and vigor of the prey species. Their interactions with other large carnivores, such as spotted hyenas, cheetahs, and African wild dogs, are intense and competitive. Lions are known to dominate and displace these competitors, frequently stealing kills, a behavior known as kleptoparasitism, and actively suppressing the populations of rivals, demonstrating their ultimate ecological authority. The nocturnal habits of the lion, who do the majority of their hunting under the cover of darkness, reduce their direct conflict with diurnal predators and allow them to leverage the advantage of surprise against their sleeping or resting prey. This intricate web of interactions confirms the lion's integral role. Remove the lion, and the entire ecosystem structure shifts dramatically, demonstrating the fragility of the balance they maintain. Despite their incredible power and mastery of the ocean, the history of humanity's interaction with whales is a tragic one, defined by the brutality of commercial whaling. From the early days of coastal whaling to the industrial-scale slaughter of the 20th century, humankind hunted nearly every species to the brink of extinction, motivated by the insatiable demand for whale oil, blubber, and baleen. Species like the right whale, so named because whalers considered them the right whale to hunt due to their slow speed and tendency to float after being killed, were decimated, with some populations struggling to recover even decades after international protection was put in place. The blue whale population was reduced by up to 99%, bringing the most massive animal in history dangerously close to total annihilation. The 1986 moratorium on commercial whaling by the International Whaling Commission (IWC) was a landmark victory for conservation, bringing an end to the worst of the industrial practices, though loopholes and continued scientific whaling by a few nations remain contentious. Today, while direct whaling is largely contained, whales face a new and complex array of threats in the modern ocean. Noise pollution from shipping, sonar, and seismic surveys disrupts their crucial communication and echolocation, effectively deafening them in their vast, acoustic world. Plastic pollution, which can be ingested or entangle them, poses a continuous risk. Furthermore, entanglement in fishing gear, known as bycatch, represents one of the single largest causes of injury and mortality, particularly for coastal species. Finally, the existential threat of climate change looms large, as warming ocean waters and increasing acidification threaten the stability of the marine food web, particularly the krill populations that form the foundation of the baleen whale's diet. The fate of the whale is thus inextricably linked to the health of the global ocean. Their slow recovery offers a glimmer of hope, a testament to the resilience of nature when given a chance. Protecting these magnificent, highly intelligent, and culturally rich creatures requires a shift in human perspective, moving from exploitation to stewardship, recognizing the whale not as a resource, but as a vital and irreplaceable component of the blue heart of our planet, whose silent deep-sea existence continues to inspire awe and curiosity about the limits of life itself. The world of the whale is a reminder that we share this earth with beings of profound mystery and complexity, whose survival depends entirely on the respect and care we choose to extend to the ocean they call home.